What if the sun suddenly disappeared? Right now. No warning, no explosion, just gone. At first, nothing would seem different. For about 8 minutes, life on Earth would continue like normal. Why? Because sunlight takes time to reach us. So you'd still see the sun in the sky, even though it's already gone. But then, everything changes. Suddenly the sky goes completely dark. Not like night, but pitch black. Stars would appear everywhere, even during what should be daytime. And at that exact moment, Earth would lose its gravity connection to the sun. Our planet wouldn't orbit anymore. Instead, we'd fly off into space in a straight line, like a rock released from a sling. Temperatures would start dropping fast. Within 24 hours, the average temperature on Earth would fall below 0 degrees Celsius. Within a week, it would drop to around minus 17 degrees Celsius. Oceans would begin to freeze, starting from the surface, slowly turning into thick ice. But deep below, something strange happens. The very bottom of the oceans would stay liquid, heated by Earth's core. Could life survive there? Maybe, for a while. But on the surface, plants would die first. Without sunlight, photosynthesis stops instantly. Then animals, then us. Within a year, the average temperature would reach around minus 73 degrees Celsius. The Earth would become a frozen, lifeless rock, drifting endlessly through space. But here's the scariest part. The sun isn't just light and warmth. It's the reason Earth exists in balance. Without it, everything falls apart. So next time you feel the sunlight on your skin, remember, it's the only thing keeping you alive. But what happens after that is even more terrifying. As the days turn into weeks, the last remaining heat trapped on Earth slowly disappears. Cities go dark. No electricity. No communication. Satellites stop working one by one, falling silent in the endless black sky. The moon? It wouldn't shine anymore, because it only reflects sunlight. So now, even the moon disappears into darkness. The night sky becomes something we've never seen before. Billions of stars. Clear, sharp, endless, beautiful, but deadly. As temperatures keep falling, the air itself begins to change. Gases in the atmosphere start to liquefy. Oxygen, the very thing you breathe, would eventually freeze and fall to the ground like snow. Imagine that, the air turning into ice. Breathing would become impossible. Even if humans tried to survive underground, it wouldn't last forever. Some might hide in bunkers, others deep beneath the ocean, using geothermal heat for warmth, for energy, for life. But resources would run out, food chains collapse, ecosystems disappear, Earth becomes silent, frozen, abandoned, and still drifting. But here's something even stranger. Without the sun's gravity, the entire solar system would fall apart. Planets would no longer orbit. Jupiter, Saturn, Mars, all flying into deep space, each following their own lonely path. Some might collide, others might wander forever, lost between the stars. And Earth? We could pass near other stars, maybe even enter another system after millions of years. A frozen ghost of a planet, carrying the remains of a once living world. And maybe, just maybe, somewhere out there, another civilization would see it. A dark, icy sphere with no light, no signals, no life. And they would wonder, what happened here? But the story doesn't end there, because even in a frozen world, not everything dies immediately. Deep underground, far below the surface, there are places where heat still exists. Hidden oceans, trapped beneath layers of ice, powered not by the sun, but by the Earth itself. In these dark, isolated pockets, life could continue. Microorganisms, strange, alien-like creatures, feeding on chemicals instead of sunlight. A completely different ecosystem. No sky, no stars, no idea that the sun ever existed. To them, this frozen darkness is normal. Now imagine this. Thousands of years pass. The surface of Earth is completely unrecognizable. Mountains buried in ice, oceans locked in solid crystal, cities gone beneath frozen silence. Every trace of humanity slowly erased, as if we were never here. But out in space, Earth keeps moving, drifting through the galaxy like a rogue planet, cold, silent, invisible. Until one day, it passes near something unexpected, a wandering star. For a brief moment, light touches Earth again. After millions of years in darkness, a faint glow returns. Ice begins to crack, not enough to bring life back, but enough to reveal something buried beneath. The ruins, the remains of a lost civilization. And if someone or something was watching from afar, they might detect it. A strange planet, once dead, now showing signs of change. They would look closer, scan the surface, and discover we were here. But here's the most chilling question of all. What if this has already happened somewhere else? What if there are planets out there right now, frozen, silent, once full of life, just like Earth? And what if, one day, we find one? A dead world, orbiting nothing, with ruins on its surface, proof that life once existed and disappeared. Because the truth is, the sun isn't just a star, it's a timer. And one day, it will run out. But what happens after millions or even billions of years? Earth keeps drifting. No sun, no orbit, no destination. Just a frozen world, lost in an endless cosmic ocean. Over time, something strange begins to happen. Without sunlight, without weather, without life, Earth stops changing the way it used to. No wind, no rain, no erosion. Everything becomes still, perfectly preserved in ice, like a time capsule of a dead civilization. Cities remain frozen in place, skyscrapers covered in thick layers of ice, cars abandoned on empty roads, oceans turned into solid, stone-like sheets. Even footprints, if protected from disturbance, could remain for millions of years. And then, space itself starts to leave its mark. Micrometeorites constantly hit the surface, tiny impacts, over and over again, slowly reshaping the planet. Radiation from deep space begins to break everything down at a molecular level. Even the strongest materials won't last forever. Human history, every book, every building, every memory will eventually turn to dust. But not everything disappears so easily. Some signals escape. Radio waves we sent into space decades ago keep traveling, expanding outward at the speed of light, carrying fragments of us, voices, music, messages, proof that we existed. And somewhere, far beyond our galaxy, those signals might reach someone, or something. They wouldn't see Earth as we knew it. They wouldn't see oceans, or forests, or people. They would only detect a faint, ancient echo from a civilization long gone. And maybe they would try to find us, tracing the signal back, traveling across unimaginable distances until finally they arrive. A frozen planet, silent, dark, dead, orbiting nothing. They scan the surface and uncover the truth. Structures, patterns, artificial shapes beneath the ice. They realize this planet was once alive. And in that moment, we become the mystery. Just like we look at the stars today, wondering if we are alone, they would look at Earth and ask the same question. What happened to them? And maybe the scariest part is this. We might not be the first civilization to disappear like this. The universe is old, too old. And if something like this can happen to us, it has probably already happened countless times before. Entire worlds rising, living, and then vanishing without a trace. So when you look up at the sun, remember, it's not permanent, it's temporary. And everything you know, Everything you love depends on it. One day, the light goes out. And when it does, Earth won't scream. It won't explode. It will simply fade into the dark.